Hi, kids. I'm going to go with something unorthodox. This is a very hardcore art house horror movie, and it's not quite Halloweeny as I would say, but I think I'm going to be reviewing things that I wouldn't call Halloweeny. Uh, Most of the time, that would be supernatural movies, which would include vampires, werewolves, and such. But of course, you break out of that with man-made monsters like Frankenstein's monster and such. This one is interesting. Has a very good beginning, and then it calms down. I'm not sure how quickly it might be. The majority of the movie calms down, but the movie is called Titane. I believe that's the pronunciation, sort of like titanium. I think it's a reference to metal. What it says here is a metal highly resistant to heat and corrosion with high tensile strength alloys. It's a French movie. It's from the director of Raw, which I highly recommend. Since it's French, I'm not going to deal with French names. So, here's the cast and major crew. Okay, the movie is about, it starts with a father and daughter, young daughter, driving down the road. She is in the back seat, directly behind her father, and she's making an annoying noise. And we all know, kids do things like this because they lack attention. So that's kind of an important point, I believe, because the second part of the movie, or after that exciting sequence of events, the movie sort of calms down, and you kind of have to try to interpret what you're seeing. I have a theory, but if I discuss the theory, it would be a spoiler. So, what happens is he yells at her to stop the noise. Then she starts kicking his seat in the back repeatedly, over and over. He turns around, and that causes an accident. She ends up with a metal plate in her head. That protrudes from her scalp. You have to assume she can't grow hair there. When she grows up, she kind of displays the plate. She ends up having a job as like a car show model, but these models do kind of like erotic type dances on the car. And she must have been doing it for a while because she had fans, and after the show, she's signing autographs, and Then she tries to make it to her car. Somebody's following her, so she runs to the car. Ends up being a fan, but the way he's talking, he's obviously a stalker. And he ends up being the first murder in a murder spree that she ends up, you know, doing. Some of that, like I said, that's exciting. It's quite brutal, and at one point there is humor in it. You'll recognize it. I'm not going to even, talk about it, but it's actually kind of funny. But after, I can't remember if it's after or during the killing spree, she fucks the car that she was dancing on. She eventually does find out she's pregnant because it's growing quicker than a regular pregnancy, and of course she's wanted for all the murders. So she has this idea, which is really odd. But first she tries to make herself look different. Starts cutting off her hair. It's already short to begin with. And then she decides to break her own nose. Very hard scene to watch, trust me. And then the other idea is to pose as a boy who had been missing for 10 years. He should be about her age, I'm guessing. And that's what she does, even though she doesn't really look like the boy. But the father is desperate, and he ends up taking her in. And he's a fireman. He has a whole crew and all that. And she won't talk and all that. It's and all the time her belly's growing. One thing I will say is I don't really think the pregnancy is real. It's something in her brain, in her head, and I think it's mostly metaphor. Like I said, this is an art house horror movie. She tries to escape from the father, and he gets her back, and she finds herself not able to muster up the strength to kill him. And that kind of leads into where my theory would go. Yes, I really do enjoy this movie. The second part was a struggle because that first part is very exciting, but I really liked how it was set up, and the acting is just wonderful. The father and her, I mean, she doesn't really say a lot, but she's, she acts like somebody who would probably go on a killing spree. Just, like she looks like a wild animal, afraid, and ready to strike at any time. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I was surprised that my local theater had it, and it's on a 4-day showing today. So, during the day, this wacky French art house horror movies at the neighborhood theater, and I'm all for that. So, well, until next time, stay safe. Have a good time. Bye now.